Hi, Alison Mead from Silicon Bullet here in the lovely Salsey Forest in Northamptonshire, walking my dog Daisy. I'm going to talk to you again today about what you can do if you have let your bookkeeping get a little bit out of control. So by that I mean that you might be raising invoices in your system. You might be marking those invoices as paid. You might have Stripe, Go Cardless, PayPal all feeding into Xero nicely, and you've got your bank feed set up and that's all going and it all looks hunky-dory. But then when you're on your dashboard, your front page on Xero, have a little look at your bank accounts, and if it says something like zero balance equals 4,000, statement balance equals 2,000, and those numbers are vastly different, then there is something going on under the covers, even if you think everything is feeding through correctly. And what you don't want to do is stick your head in the sand about it and just keep running Xero and just keep running Xero. The reason I'm talking about this is that I have been asked to help a client of a lady who is a business mentor and supports people, and they were trying to look at their numbers and they realised something was wrong. As in a lot of cases, the business owner sets up Xero, but they might get admin staff or external people to come in and actually do the processing in there for them. And, numbers isn't for everybody. And you might not understand what is going on. And are you sure that the person, even if they've used Xero a bit, that you've got in to do your data entry, are you sure that they know what's going on? Now, what's happened in this case is I've done a whole year plus another 7-8 months of having to go back and check the bank, check every transaction almost, check that they've gone through the bank correctly, check that transfers between the banks have gone correctly. There are certain problems that I see time and time again. So let me give you some hints and tips on some of the things that I've found and the solutions that I'm putting in. And it might just need someone like me to come in and tidy up, which is a fixed cost to get it all hunky-dory and sorted, and then a little bit of training for the people that are going to be doing the data entry going forward, and you will be sorted. So rather than go into long-winded explanations of the problems I've found here today, the general broad brush is when an invoice is paid and you're going into invoices and marking them as paid, please make sure you allocate them to the correct bank account and that you try and get the date of the payment as accurate as possible. And if you don't know which bank account it's being paid for sure, or what the date of the payment is going to be, hang on. Don't mark that invoice as paid in Xero yet until you are sure. So one example is this business, people buy vouchers for treatments. And then when they come and spend their voucher for the treatments, that's a second separate transaction. They were raising an invoice for the treatment and it was being paid for with a voucher. So no money at that point is changing hands, but they were marking those invoices being paid to the main bank account. And of course, on that date, there's no money going in from the main bank account. So there's quite a simple solution to put in order to fix that in the future, that you can mark things as paid to a voucher account. Another thing is, when you're using services like Go Cardless, Stripe, if you're entering invoices into your system and somebody is paid with Go Cardless and Stripe, when you set up the integrations, an account that's basically just called a control account is set up. I think for Go Cardless it's called direct debit, for Stripe it says it's Stripe. So when you're marking an invoice as paid and you know the person is paid with the card system, or with Go Cardless, or with Stripe, rather than it then paying directly out of your bank account, mark that invoice as being paid to that control account. So you might need to investigate the system a little bit to see what it's called, or even rename the bank account so it makes more sense to you. But then, when you get that payout from Go Cardless or Stripe or the card machine company, you're going to see money appear in your main bank account with the explanation of Stripe or Go Cardless. What you need to do then with that is do a bank transfer to that control account. So it all makes sense in this control account. The money comes in, there might be a few fees and charges that go out, and then the balance of the money gets transferred to your main bank account. I'm going to turn around because I'm getting close to the M1 motorway and the road traffic noise is getting a bit loud. Make sure that if you are entering invoices into your system, if you're entering bills into your system, when you see the amount on your bank feed, please make sure you find and match and go and tick the paperwork that you've already uploaded, correct it if it's wrong, if it's out by a penny, you can put minor adjustments in. Do not, when you are in your bank feed, have the box on the right that says create at the top up and enter information in there for something where the paperwork is in Xero and you're just acknowledging the fact that it's been paid. Because what you're doing then is creating duplicate transactions and you're leaving that invoice or bill in your customers or suppliers area sitting there unpaid. That is the biggest source of duplication I see with people that just pick up Xero and try to use it without any training. So that's just 3 small examples. If you're having that problem, what I've done for this client is I've taken the bank statements off them and worked independently to sort out all the historical messes, and I have to admit I actually quite enjoyed it. It's just the sort of thing that I enjoy doing. So although it's not a service I normally offer, I might consider doing it, or I might be able to refer in a bookkeeper who's got the time and the skill to do it. But the real secret as well is, so that you're not making that mess bigger going forward, just book some training. It could be an hour, it could be 2 hours. I can actually show you what I have described in this video now, so that you can actually do the bookkeeping yourself, or get your admin staff who are raising the invoices to put the entries into Xero as they go along, so that all the basic bookkeeping, the money coming in and out, the invoices and the bills are all done as you go along in your business, and you can always click on a button and see how profitable your business is. So it's Alison Mead from Silicon Bullet. Go to blog.siliconbullet.com. I'm doing a blog this week on the same topic, so if you're the sort of person that prefers to read and see rather than listen and watch a video, then have a look there. If you're brand new to bookkeeping, you've never done it before, go to your podcast platform and look for Bookkeeping Basics by Silicon Bullet. Please comment on this blog if this is useful. If there's problems that you're having, hang on a second. Daisy, come, recall. Sorry about that, getting close to the road, need to call the dog back, need to finish this video. Right, so make a comment if there's something that you would like to see, and I'm going to put my dog back on the lead and carry on my walk. That's Alison the Silicon Bullet, the expert Sage and Xero lady. Get in touch. Bye.